Before we get into today's topic, hey Sam, let me ask you something. If you discovered a brand new continent, what would you name it?
Oh, easy. I'd name it after myself. Immediately. No hesitation. Samland. Done.
Of course you would. Which is exactly why this story is so strange. Because the Americas are not named after the guy who found them.
Yeah. Imagine discovering something massive, and someone else gets the naming rights because they understood it better.
This is Pocket Podcasting Company, where long stories get very short. And I am Dana. Let's start with the obvious. Columbus. What happened there?
So, 1492. Columbus sails across the Atlantic, lands in the Caribbean, and thinks, perfect. Asia. Not even close.
Still blows my mind. He's literally standing on a new continent and just commits to the wrong answer.
Fully commits. And here's the wild part. He didn't just make one trip. He made 4 voyages across the Atlantic. 4 separate chances. To go, maybe this isn't Asia.
Wow, 4 times. And he never did?
Nope. Even when he reached mainland South America, huge rivers, massive land masses, he still insisted it was Asia. At one point, he even suggested it might be paradise.
Paradise? Looks like the mental gymnastics went quite far.
Yeah, and this is important, because discovery isn't just about seeing something new, it's about understanding what you're looking at.
And that's where Amerigo Vespucci comes in?
Exactly. Vespucci shows up a few years later, late 1490s, early 1500s. He's exploring the coast of South America, but he's approaching it differently. He's observing, measuring, thinking.
So, less vibes, more data.
Exactly. He looks at the stars, the coastline, the sheer size of the land, and realizes this is way too big to be Asia.
Smarty pants Vespucci. That's a huge realization.
Massive. And then he does something even more important. He writes about it. He publishes letters describing this place as a new world.
Now, that phrase alone changes everything.
Very true. Because now Europe isn't just exploring, it's rethinking the entire map of the world. And timing really helps him here. This is right when the printing press is taking off in Europe.
So information is basically going viral.
Exactly. Vespucci's letters get copied, printed, translated, and suddenly everyone's talking about this new world. So by the time people are drawing maps, Vespucci is the name associated with the idea.
All right. So how do we go from that to America?
Enter Martin Waldseemüller, German cartographer, 1507, a man who woke up one day and thought, you know what, I'm naming a continent.
Aha, a casual Tuesday.
Kinda, yeah. He creates a world map, Universalis Cosmographia, and based on Vespucci's work, he labels the southern continent America.
No approval process. No committee.
Nothing. Just confidence. He even wrote, I don't see why anyone should object to naming it after Amerigo.
Bold. Very bold.
And he Latinized Vespucci's name, Americus Vespucius, then feminized it to match Europa, Asia, Africa. And just like that, America was born.
All right. So why did it stick?
Because once it hit print, it spread fast. Other mapmakers copied it. The name appeared again and again. And here's the twist. Waldseemüller later even tried to undo it.
No way. Why would he do that?
Yeah, considering that Columbus had actually made the voyages. Some believed that Vespucci's role was exaggerated. Ironically, Waldseemüller then had doubts and he removed the name from later maps. But by then, too late. The branding had already gone global.
Okay, but let's play this out. What if Columbus had figured it out first?
Oh, we'd probably be calling it Columbia.
The United States of Columbia. Wait, actually, Why is it called Columbia in some places?
Good question. Columbia did become a poetic and symbolic name for America later on, especially in the 18th and 19th centuries, basically a tribute to Columbus.
So, Columbus still got something?
Yeah, just not the main title. You see it in places like the District of Columbia, and even the country Columbia, spelled slightly differently.
So he didn't get the continent, but he got the spin-offs.
Exactly. Think of it as Columbus, the extended universe. But that's the point. History doesn't just reward who gets there first. It rewards who tells the story that sticks.
All right, quick recap. 1492. Columbus arrives, thinks it's Asia. Late 1490s. Vespucci explores, realizes it's a new continent. Early 1500s. His ideas spread across Europe. 1507. Waldseemüller names it America, and the name sticks.
Perfect. You're now officially dangerous at trivia night.
And here's the takeaway. The Americas weren't named after the man who found them, but after the man who understood them.
And honestly, that feels like the better story.
That's it for today's episode of Pocket Podcast. We'll be back next week with more stories that make you question everything you thought you knew.
Until then, stay curious and maybe double-check the map. If you like our content, please do not forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. See you soon.